All right, so Drake lately has been out of control, okay? And the reason why is because he is obsessed with Rihanna and he can't really do anything about it. She has become what I call ungraspable. And Rihanna, at any moment that she wants, could just go like that and Drake will run right after her. Now, as a dating coach, I love these types of examples because plenty of women want Drake. But the one woman that Drake wants doesn't want him back. And let me tell you something, man. That sensation is honestly the worst sensation for any guy who has options. It makes having options seem worthless. I felt that. I can't get any girl that I want, okay? Or that was just my delusional self. But I've been in a position where I could at any moment have a beautiful girl with me, but it really didn't matter much because the one that I wanted didn't want me back. People, it feels like a waste of good looks, like on your part. You're like, what's the point of being this and not being able to capitalize on it? So let's see what she did and how you guys can apply this. Because pretty much Drake is as submissive as a little dog for Rihanna, people, okay? And these strategies you guys can learn by watching this video or by purchasing my new upcoming course, The Feminine Woman, where I will teach you the strategies that Rihanna implements too, because at the end of the day, I could promise you what Drake loves about her is her masculine side. Because what's beautiful in a man is the feminine, and what's beautiful in a woman is the masculine. And that's why he is so attracted to her, in my opinion, is the masculine side. So we're gonna watch this video, see what I think about it, and I'm gonna break it down so that you guys can apply it in your lives. Okay, so don't forget, pre-order my course by clicking on the description down below.
I mean, she gives me inspiration, but it more comes in the form of, like when we dance, she just presses up against me a little extra hard.
Me and Dre, nah.
A little bit.
No, we weren't. We never, no.
Aubrey is over there sneak dissing her in his little record.
He says,
Aubrey is over there sneak dissing her.
And the sex is average with you, and I had way better bitches than you. Yeah, that man, he's still with you. He can't leave you. Well, for a man like Drake, it seems like you rejecting him or hurting his ego gets him go crazy. Because this is the thing, guys like Drake, yes, they do have a lot of options, but the problem with having a lot of options is that you become sensitive to rejection. The more you get rejected, the more you get used to it. When you don't get rejected often, your ego gets inflated. Rejection is important to maintain a healthy sense of ego. Failure is important to have a healthy sense of ego, to have a sense of proportion about where you stand in life relative to other people in a humble way. So the problem with Drake is that he wants to win over every woman that he gets and then leave them, right? And so a man's his weakness then is literally rejecting him, where most guys would forget about rejecting him. For Drake, if you reject him, it becomes his personal life mission to win you over, because his ego is fragile. Men with fragile ego, all you gotta do is poke at their ego. It's like Future, right? Future only wants you once he sees you happy. Come on.
In his little record, Rihanna is living her best life, looking hydrated, moisturized, rich.
It's not confirmed, but with all these things adding up, I think Jersey was taking a couple shots at Riri.
Drake is so bothered by Rihanna's happiness, he can't stop dragging her into drama and blaming her for their failed relationship.
Why he look like an AI right there? But that is a truth, right? Your happiness offends them. Men, this is the thing. A guy with a fragile ego, your happiness reflects bad on them, because what they say is that they only want you to be happy with them. They will love for you to be unhappy 5 years from now. By them looking at you being unhappy, like the toxic motherfuckers that they are, is he Dominican or something? He literally feels happy through your unhappiness. People do that kind of stuff, man.
While Drake is obsessing over Rihanna, she claims she's never dated this man, that Drake makes her extremely uncomfortable, and honestly, he's gotten really creepy. Drake needs
Yeah, because again, she's doing everything she has to do to get him to chase. You know, she is hurting his ego. There was a one time when he tried to kiss her in public, and Rihanna didn't bat an eye and literally said no, dude, like in public. He was hoping that she was too shy to say no to him. You know, guys like Drake, unfortunately, will never be happy. They will never be happy. Because the only time they're happy is when somebody else is unhappy. Is when another woman is unhappy because she can't be with him, or because Drake rejected him. This is why guys like him, you should never go after, because the only time you have them is when you don't want them. And as soon as you want them, you can't have them. They're an elusive fuckboy ghost that as soon as you grab them, they slip out of your hand. They become ungraspable. Ungraspable people are just not worth the time.
to leave Rihanna alone, so let's get into it. Cast, then you're only so it makes Rihanna maybe a little bit too much. It's giving creepy and obsessive, and despite them having some friendship and, romantic links, it seems like Drake has a little bit more love for Rihanna than she does him, and their relationship is complicated, so let's break it down. Now, Drake and Rihanna met in 2005, and Drake has been gushing about her in interviews since 2010. He was quoted saying she's such an overwhelming and incredible person, and such a talented person, and someone that I was like, I can't believe I'm here talking to this individual.
Well, this is the thing. He thinks that because she rejected him. You gotta understand, a lot of these people, the goodness they see in you is based on how much you could hurt them. If you hurt them, if they feel like you have a part of their self-esteem because you didn't validate them, their brains will begin to exaggerate things about you in their minds. It's almost like their egos for their selves all of a sudden enhances your perception. You know what I'm saying? It's like you lowered my ego, so now I have to raise your ego so that I could have you, and then I could feel better because I conquered you. I gotta hype you up in my mind as the greatest woman in the world, so that when I win you over, it means that I'm the greatest man in the world. If that makes any sense. But unfortunately, when you validate that ego, in their minds they diminish you and then they leave. That's a problem with all these people. You can't pray for them, because it's just like people like that exist.
Here's a clip of Drake talking about how Rihanna made him feel.
And it's very rare that I feel small around anybody, especially, a woman that I like. It's just, I am in a confident position right now. And really my whole purpose for putting that on the album was just to pay homage to the fact that she is an amazing woman that made me feel nervous, man. She made me feel small. She's an overwhelming being. She's beautiful and talented.
So what I'm trying to tell you, this is all about ego. If he thinks he's the shit, and a woman rejects him, the ego then transfers over to her, and in his mind he sees her as the greatest person in the world, so that then he can win her over and leave her, and then that ego goes back to him. He says, okay, I just won over and left the greatest woman in the world. On to the next. I am the shit. Can't save these guys.
Talented, and her personality is it's almost scary. And for the first time, a woman just brought back that feeling of when I was 17 or 18, and I appreciate it so much, because you get into this position and sometimes you just get numb to all those emotions that used to inspire you to write.
So as you can see, this is what ego does, right? Ego allows you to feel a limited range of emotions. And those emotions are not the range that's limited is the sense of vulnerability. The sense of, this person can hurt me, but I'll let them. Drake doesn't put himself in that position. He doesn't like feeling vulnerable. because this is more of like a competition. This is all ego. And this is why guys who have a narcissistic or who are fuckboys, who have a lot of options, who are extremely arrogant, it's not just for narcissistic people. These types of people are very rarely get into genuine, or ever will get into a genuine relationship. Very rarely. This is why going after celebrities, these guys are tainted. These guys are numb on the inside. The only way for you to wake them up is to literally stab their ego. But that's a big measure. You're going to have to playing these games with these types of guys. You know, and again, when you're numb, that means you're tired of it. He's tired of this, but he just has no other way to escape. He genuinely thinks he loves her. Well, the truth is, this is just an egoic obsession.
So you guys know Rihanna had a very nasty and toxic relationship with Chris Brown, and that ended in 2009. Shortly after
white
that
girl, what you
relationship
calling her?
was over.
So something that she does also that's really good, so toxic, is that she blames him for, she criticizes him. Like, remember when I told you about yesterday's video about pain and pleasure? Is that she provides him a lot of pleasure, but also pain, criticism. Right? She accuses him of using her for clout. And even whether or not that's true or not, what that does, it makes him feel like he's in an unfair position. He's like, yo, that's not fair. You're using me. And because he likes her more, and she's the one accusing him, and she's the one that's pushing him away, that criticism makes him, it just lowers his self-esteem even more, because he just feels like he has no control over the situation. Let me show you.
Too good. At one point, Drake implies their relationship started heading downhill because Rihanna believed he was using her for clout.
So as you can see, she's the one provoking the fights, most likely, I could promise you. And Drake is trying to, like, in his little wheelchair, trying to, like, no, stop, let's be good relationship, let's make it work. I'm not Chris Brown. And by you provoking the fight, what it does is that it puts the other person in a position of weakness. You know, he's trying to keep it civil. He's trying to maintain it, keep it happy, because he wants your validation, and you're causing trouble and pushing him away. Like you're almost like creating a reason to push him away, and that's how he also interprets it. And the crazy thing is that it works. It works. Yeah, it's almost like acting seductive to a guy. Getting him to make a move, and when he makes a move, accusing him of using you and trying to just sleep with you, and he'll feel pretty pissed off that you're accusing him of that, but at the same time he'll try to prove you wrong and try to act even more polite, but at the same time he feels like he's behind the ball, so he'll maybe give you a gift, he'll maybe try to do anything to gain your validation. Like, these things work, but the problem is that I just think that it's not right to do.
Quote, now all of a sudden these gossip blogs want to cover me, he raps, and you making it seem like it happened that way because of me. In an interview with the New York Times, Drake admitted that he felt used by Rihanna. Okay.
All right, victim.
Quote, I was a pawn. You know what she was doing to me. She was doing exactly what I've done to so many women throughout my life, which is show them quality time, then disappear. And I was like, wow, this feels terrible.
Yeah, well, of course. This is the thing. People like him treat women how they don't want to be treated. They treat women how they fear being treated. Him and Future are the same types of people. Just one is lighter skin and Jewish, you know? So it's like, this is why I say, man, there are some men that are just ungraspable because of their nature. They are not meant to be in a relationship. Their wiring is such that your happiness brings them unhappiness. Your misery brings them happiness. Their validation is you not being validated. So what do you do? What do you do? You just can't deal with these types of people. The only way to get them to like you back is to break their ego. And when you do that, you're never really gonna have them. You're just gonna have a nice dog who's submissive to you. As soon as you open up, as soon as you show vulnerability, she's doing it, you know. Show them quality time, then disappear. That's what he's gonna do. Some of y'all are like thinking that y'all got magical poom poom that could break this pattern. No, there's no magical poom poom that could break this pattern. This is wired deeply when he was raised. Most likely he had an insecure relationship with his mom, something like that. But it's just how he sees women, man. I could sort of understand that he feels lonely. I could promise you, man. Like if they did an interview and he wasn't can it be identified, I can promise you he will say he's lonely. Or maybe one day he'll write a book and admit to that. But it definitely feels lonely to be wanted by every woman but the woman that you want. Like it really does hurt you. It breaks you on the inside. And that's most likely that's what it does, man. Like it's just life. Kind of sad. Anyways, this is the video for today, people. Let me know what you guys think of this one. It wasn't too long, but it's kind of sad. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Because a lot of guys look at Drake and they're happy and they would love to live that lifestyle, but you only want you want some of that. He has the whole pie. It's not fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, man. Anyways. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org to work with Father Alex one-on-one, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.